When thinking about the combination of Layla and Uranus, it's all about playing to their strengths and creating a synergy that can overwhelm your enemies. Layla, as we know, is a marksman hero known for her insane long-range damage, especially in the late game. On the other hand, Uranus is one of the tankiest heroes in the game, with his incredible sustainability and ability to soak up damage for the team. These two heroes together offer a powerful balance between offensive firepower and defensive resilience. Why Layla and Uranus are a perfect combo. The primary reason this combo works so well is due to the natural synergy between Layla's need for protection and Uranus's ability to provide it. Layla is one of the most fragile marksmen in the early game, and she requires a reliable frontline hero to keep enemies away from her while she farms and scales. That's where Uranus comes in. As a tank, Uranus excels at absorbing damage, zoning enemies, and constantly healing himself, which allows him to stay in the fight for a long time. Uranus can dive into the enemy team, disrupt their formation, and cause enough chaos to force them to focus on him. Meanwhile, Layla can stay at a safe distance, dealing massive amounts of damage with her long-range basic attacks and skills. In the late game, once Layla has built her core items, she can melt through enemy heroes, especially if Uranus is keeping them distracted or immobilized. Additionally, Uranus's ultimate, Consecration, regenerates his health over time and grants him extra mobility, making him incredibly hard to kill. This allows him to dive deep into enemy lines, disrupt their positioning, and give Layla the space she needs to free fire. As the enemies waste their cooldowns and focus on trying to bring Uranus down, Layla can unleash her full damage potential without worrying about being caught out. Early game strategy. In the early game, Layla and Uranus need to focus on securing farm and avoiding unnecessary fights. Layla is weak at this stage, so Uranus must act as a shield, using his passive regeneration and tankiness to absorb damage and zone enemies away from Layla. They can start in the bottom lane, where Uranus can harass the enemy laners and force them to stay back, while Layla focuses on clearing minion waves and collecting gold. The key here is for Uranus to play aggressively but safely. He should poke the enemy laners, but not commit to an all-out fight, as Layla isn't strong enough to follow up yet. Instead, Uranus should use his presence to keep the enemies at bay and protect Layla from potential ganks. Uranus's sustainability allows him to stay in lane longer, while Layla continues farming without having to worry about constant pressure from enemy laners. Mid-game strategy. By the mid-game, Layla will start coming online with some of her core items, like Berserker's Fury and Scarlet Phantom. This is where the combination starts to show its true power. Uranus can dive into team fights, soaking up damage and causing chaos in the front line. He can initiate fights by using his skill Ionic Edge, which allows him to deal AoE damage and slow down enemies. This gives Layla the perfect opportunity to position herself and rain down damage from the backline. The key in this phase is communication between Uranus and Layla. Layla should always stay behind Uranus, using his large health pool as a shield, while Uranus engages the enemy team. It's important for Layla to wait for the right moment to strike. If Uranus can successfully disrupt the enemy team's formation, it opens up a perfect window for Layla to unleash her ultimate, Destruction Rush, dealing massive damage in a straight line. Uranus should focus on zoning the enemy assassins or fighters who might try to dive onto Layla. His ability to regen health constantly makes him an ideal frontline hero who can peel for Layla, ensuring she stays alive while dealing out consistent damage. At this stage, Uranus can also roam to help other lanes, but his primary role remains the same, to protect Layla during key fights and objectives like securing the turtle or towers. Late game strategy. This is where Layla really shines. With full items, she becomes one of the highest damage-dealing heroes in the game. By now, Uranus has built enough tank items to withstand enormous amounts of damage, making him a terrifying presence in the frontline. In late-game team fights, Uranus should focus on diving into the enemy backline, disrupting their squishy heroes, while Layla safely attacks from a distance. A great tactic at this stage is for Uranus to engage first, absorbing all the crowd control, CC, and damage, while Layla positions herself strategically to avoid getting caught. If the enemy team focuses too much on Uranus, Layla will have the freedom to melt them down. If they try to dive onto Layla, Uranus can use his abilities to peel them off her, giving Layla the space to kite and deal damage. It's crucial for Uranus to keep an eye on enemy divers or assassins, as they will try to jump onto Layla. With Uranus's constant regeneration and tankiness, he can act as a bodyguard for Layla, ensuring she stays alive and can carry the team in late-game fights. Together, Uranus and Layla can control objectives like the Lord, with Uranus tanking the damage and Layla dealing it from a safe distance. With Uranus acting as the front line, Layla can easily secure team fight wins, objectives, and ultimately the game. Conclusion. In conclusion, the Uranus and Layla combo is all about balance. Uranus provides the frontline durability and zoning potential that Layla needs to scale into the late game. Together, they create an unstoppable force of defense and offense. Uranus's ability to absorb damage allows Layla to freely deal it, making them a devastating combination in both team fights and objective control. So, if you're looking for a powerful and reliable duo to dominate your matches, consider pairing Layla and Uranus. They're an excellent combo that can carry you through the game as long as you communicate and play to each other's strengths. Whether you're pushing lanes, securing objectives, or engaging in massive team fights, Uranus and Layla can turn the tide of battle in your favor. When building Layla in Mobile Legends, focus on maximizing her damage output while maintaining enough survivability to stay alive in late-game fights. Here's a quick breakdown of her item build. Number 1. Berserker's Fury. Start off with Berserker's Fury. This item gives Layla a significant boost in critical damage and critical chance, allowing her to deal huge burst damage with her basic attacks. Number 2. Scarlet Phantom. After Berserker's Fury, build Scarlet Phantom. This synergizes perfectly, as it increases attack speed and further boosts critical chance. The faster Layla attacks, the more likely she is to land critical hits. Number 3. Demon Hunter Sword. Layla needs attack speed and the ability to shred down tanks. DHS adds both attack speed and a passive that deals extra damage based on the enemy's health, making it ideal against tanky foes. Number 4. Wind of Nature. For survivability, Wind of Nature provides lifesteal and immunity from physical damage for a short duration, making it perfect for surviving against burst damage or diving assassins. Number 5. Malefic Roar. Malefic Roar gives Layla armor penetration, helping her melt through tanks and other heroes with high armor. Number 6. Immortality. Finally, Immortality offers a second life, allowing Layla to return to the battlefield after being taken down, giving her a chance to reposition and continue fighting. With this item build, Layla can dish out heavy damage while staying alive long enough to dominate in team fights. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more epic Mobile Legends tips, in-depth hero guides, and unbeatable strategies that will help you dominate every match. Whether you're looking to improve your gameplay, learn new tactics, or stay updated with the latest hero builds and meta shifts, this is the place for you. Stay tuned as we dive into comprehensive breakdowns of your favorite heroes, step-by-step gameplay insights, and advanced strategies that'll take your game to the next level. Don't miss out on anything that will give you an edge on the battlefield. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you're the first to know when new videos drop. Get ready to become the ultimate Mobile Legends champion.